How's it going, YouTube and Tower community? Strong back with another week down in the books, and it's been a pretty decent week. We had our Black Friday sale that went on. Um, that was more or less my early Christmas present to myself. So I did. I bought two things, but other than that, it's been relatively slow gains. We're making our improvements as usual, and we'll just jump right into it, of course. 8.5Q, closing in on 18,000 stones, so that's pretty exciting after this tournament, more than likely. And new gains on tier 10 and 11, 72 and almost 140. So, all things considered, things are going pretty well there. Let's bring up previous videos farm stats in the bottom here, and then in the top will be this past week's farming stats. So nothing like too crazy. Tier 10 definitely has a bit of gains. Hitting the 10,000 wave benchmark a little bit more, so that's making tier 10 just a little bit more profitable. On the other side, though, tier 11 is doing pretty well overall. Extending another like 500, 600-ish waves. So that's overall been pretty nice. But the cell count, coins per hour, the cell count is pretty static, but the coins per hour is definitely increasing. And we'll jump into things, of course, which has led to all of that. But first, of course, Tournament Talks. So 9th and 6th again this week. Almost the reverse of the last week, except for a 5th place. So, no return to Legends for a bit. And I saw the preview of this upcoming tournament tonight, as upload anyway, is going to be armored enemies again. So that's going to be a pain for me personally. I know the perma black hole users aren't too worried. I think there is tank ultimate as well, so that's going to be it's going to be a bit of a challenge. But all things considered, I think it should be another good tournament. I would like a top prize. I mean, if I promote, that would get me to my next mastery, but I'm not going to bank on it either. Of course, we got some gems. Of course, I love when the when the challenges click a gem that's already there. All right, so we've got our event, and it looks like I just broke the box. All right, but for the event, so I did part of my Black Friday splurge was I got the miner's tool and the full mine cart because that bot range was just so tempting. So we've just got a couple more things to clear out here. Of course, the crystal stuff that's already been all purchased, and dude, the event passes, they feel like hacking sometimes because I was able to put 2 clicks into bonus, so we're already closing in on times 6 gold bot, which is crazy. We're up to 34 seconds in duration. Just temporarily, the duration lab is on pause, so I can focus on some other improvements. But probably put that back on pretty soon, just so we can get up to that 35 duration, and then we'll be back and forth alternating between these two. So it overall should be nice. And then, of course, with the guild, I don't know. Your guys' guess is as good as mine. We haven't filled these 2 slots, but the core group of people is still very active, so that's all fine and well. I think there's 4 more seconds of duration that I can fill in this, and then at this point I don't really know because the cooldown is synced, and I'm not dragging my cooldowns any lower in the meantime, so I might be hoarding bits for a while. So we'll see there. And yeah, so we'll. If this wants to go, there we go. We'll get our armor shards, and then rest of the boxes this week we'll just grab the bits, and that's it. That's the that is this season coming to a close next week, so that'll be exciting. And yeah, so that'll be everything on this side. Workshop wise, nothing. I've pretty much just focused on enhancements. Oh yeah, this was an oopsie. I don't even know. I think it was like 2 or 3 videos ago while I was scrolling, I accidentally unlocked Rend, but yeah, I mean, at this point, it's not really eating my free ups, so I don't really care, and I don't want to spend the respec money, so I'll just kind of live with it. It is what it is. But yeah, I haven't touched level skips. Still sitting at 365 on attack, 265 on health. And yeah, as I said, I've just been focusing purely on enhancements. Attack has been sidelined. Health regen has been the big focus, and I think that's that's what has been pushing the waves for me. Health regen is basically like a run, and then I can usually have some leftovers to dump into health or wall health. And I figure, since I don't want to really go any further with my EHP labs, I may as well just keep going down the rabbit hole with enhancements. So I can always respec out of that later and then dump the excess into attack and utility later on, or even orb size. But that's far away when I get my crowd control eventually developed. On the enhancement side, 1.33 coin bonus finally, so that's really nice. Cells hasn't been touched, and I believe 1 more click in free ups. So overall, everything in here is getting pretty expensive. At least 2 days minimum of farming for a click in any of these guys. So slowly, I'm trying to decide, because it is tempting to just keep getting these, like, per run 1 click, or like 2 clicks with these guys, or 1 each, I should say. But the regen is what's kind of keeping me alive, and then at some point, I imagine having a slightly higher pool combined with the regen will help. I'm not too sure on that, but that's kind of the plan going forward for now. I might get a click in one of these going forward, but I think for at least the next couple of days, it'll still be the defense enhancement. And on to cards. Good thing I checked, because I gotta look at that. We got this finally. So I love this. When I get Shatter Shards 4, it's going to be even better, and then eventually when I can get Shatter 5, the effect is just going to continue to blow up at that point. And there is that temptation in me to get the damage mastery. I've kind of talked about that before. I'm not sure if that's going to be the ticket I need with champions right now. But what I'm currently looking at, though, is actually going to be Wave Accelerator. I hadn't updated the effective patch sheet in quite a while, and when I was visually looking at some of the stuff that they've been doing, or rather adding into some of the sheets and those subtabs, I'd finally seen what Wave Accelerator Mastery actually looks like, and on the unlock, you're getting just about 500 waves. 500 waves extra of the max spawn rate, and then obviously all the other spawn tiers are a little bit faster. So, yeah, I'm not having the econ to lab any of the masteries yet, but I feel like at unlock this is going to be pretty decent value. So I'm thinking of going ahead and doing that. More than likely, it's going to take me 2 tournaments, but if I get a really good placement this week, promoting into Legends, that will let me get this tomorrow night, or tonight rather. But I'm going to just assume it's 2 tournaments. At that point, I think going too crazy in masteries that I can't invest in is probably not the smartest, even though there's overall pretty good starting points here. Cash is relatively cheap and probably wouldn't be too horrible for the reroll dice, especially considering I hit the elite spawn cap at the end of my runs. So this actually would be a pretty decent addition to my reroll income. So I don't know. I'm very much mulling it over, but there is that part of me that's like, oh, maybe you should just go into GT Plus. The thing that kills me though is it's like I think it's 2,400 here, and then I think the final ultimate weapon is 3,500. So I'm looking at almost 6,000 stones just to unlock GT Plus, not even counting the unlock cost of it too. But the ultimate weapons, they haven't been touched at all. So I'm not too sure on this. Obviously, Chrono Field is I think like 5,000 plus stones to get going, and yeah, that's just a risk at that point. I think the move probably is to start working towards GT Plus. I would probably go Inner Landmines first and then Poison Swamp. I think just because I could take the detour of getting the like 600 stones or whatever it is to get Inner Landmines working as kind of like my poor man's crowd control in the meantime, and then suffer the next like however many months to get Poison Swamp as my final one, and then the short grind for GT Plus. I think that's probably like long term a bit smarter. But yeah, I don't know, because I really want to increase my stone income, and I would be nerfing myself for quite a while otherwise. So I mean, I'm probably overthinking it at the same time, but there's a lot of ways to kind of go about it. So yeah, we'll see on that front. But yeah, onto the mods here. Looks like another level into our Sharp Fortitude. Yeah, mods they're quickly approaching that 161 mark, so it might be time to actually put in the coin discount lab, just to kind of prep for that coming up, but still a bit of ways away, I think. Also, polls have honestly been pretty nothing burger. I think I'm probably due for a pity soon, actually. Yeah, I gotta. Oh, that's right. Singularity Harness, my first ancestral generator, so that's pretty exciting. I'm not gonna worry about rerolling this for now, because I just think Black Hole Digester is a better coin increase than this, as much as I did want to test it, especially with the ancestral substats. That'd be another thing that would be very exciting to kind of try out. But I mean, at the same time, it could be worth it, but I think just the extra coins per kill bonus is too valuable. So that's really all I've kind of had on the mod side this week. I'm still trying to just save my shards. I think I did a little bit of rerolling on this. I got this to epic, but everything else, for the most part, on the mods is the same. You know, we still got our core here with all this. You guys saw the Sharp Fortitude. Astral is still hanging out here, so yeah, there's the mods, and then here we've got our labs going. Yeah, attack speed's just going to keep going to max. Health level skip. May as well just get it out of the way. Just kind of a quality of life thing. I'm throwing Chrono Field back in. I don't know. I don't think it's... Like, obviously right now this isn't going to be super impactful, so I'm not... I'm really not worried about it overall, but better just kind of get it going now so that when I get the stone investment later, it'll be ready. Shatter Shards still going, of course, and then damage still going. Throw up the history here. So I had the generator effect bands. That was good. I got armor band level 2. And yeah, everything else has been the same realistically from the past video. Everything else is just kind of going, chugging along. Core effect is going to be pretty hefty. And yeah, Golden Bot, I was talking about it. You know, this is basically just one run of income, which isn't bad. I just kind of want to focus on the enhancements, see if I can extend my runs, and by extension get a little bit more coin and sell out of it. But yeah, these are this favorites is kind of slowly kind of closing up here. So I'll just scroll through the labs real quick because I don't think I've shown it in a couple of videos. So this is just what everything is looking like. Super. I should get this to 10 just to kind of get these guys lined up again, but whatever. You know, my EHP stuff, just hanging out on pause for now. Ultimate weapons, we've got Chrono Field, Shock Chance, all that good stuff, all the Deathwave stuff maxed out. Spotlight missiles is whatever. I don't think this would help too... Yeah, I still don't have Perma Black Hole, so I feel like this is just not going to help me, but maybe it could. Card research. Yeah, I don't really need any of these. I mean, I can kind of quality of life all this stuff, but don't really need it right now. I would love to eventually be able to afford this, but that's a ways away. Waves required. I think I probably want to dump like a couple more eventually in, but not right now. Auto pick not important. Bot stuff not important. I've been seeing a lot of people in the official Discord running Flamebot lately. I don't know. I've thought about it, but I'm very much all in on my gold bot, so I don't know if I'm missing out. It is tempting, but I don't know if I'm foot-gutting myself either. So at that point, I don't know. I guess we'll just see. All right. Of course, all the mod stuff. We got the bands here. I could probably afford Cannon 2. That might be something worth looking at. And yeah, so there's all the labs, and I think that's pretty much gonna wrap for the week, guys. There we go. We got our gems. Trying to just keep it at about 20 this week. I'm recording a bit early for me personally, just so I can get it up because I'm actually working on the day I normally record now for the rest of the year. So um, it's either going to be really, really early in the morning for me to upload, or it waits until after I get home from work. But yeah, as always, guys, I always really appreciate you checking out the journey, following along with me. Um, yeah, it's really early, so I'm a bit tired, guys. I'm sorry, but all the YouTube stuff, the like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff always helps. Once the holidays kind of settle down, I'm gonna try and also do some beginner friendly, just like guides and tips. Nothing like crazy because obviously I'm no expert. I make a lot of mistakes, but if you guys are interested in that kind of stuff, definitely stick around. Yeah, I appreciate you guys always, uh, watching, commenting, all that good stuff, and I love following your guys' journeys. Um, but yeah, as always, have a great day, great afternoon, great evening, wherever you are in the world, and I will catch you guys next week. Take care.